Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto, where I welcome you to join me with your favorite caffeinated beverage of choice as we go over some crypto news this week. Do this every Saturday around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so thank you so much for stopping by. And Jay Bohannon, I did record a video already about how to mine Graham via Awesome Miner, but it hasn't been put out yet. Maybe I'll put it out this weekend. But you asked a question on my release of the Wednesday video. I recorded it. Been busy. I got to go to an event to help out my wife. But to answer your question in the live chat, you got to download the Linux version or the remote agent for Awesome Miner on your Hibon system, right? And I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat. But basically, here are your commands right here. So wget, just like you would with any other miner, or like LOL miner, team or whatever. tar x vjf awesome miner dash remote agent dot tar dot xz, right? Because you're extracting just like you would on Windows, and then you're changing directory to where you extracted that remote agent, and then sudo service install.sh, so on and so forth. So this is a guide right here for how to get that remote agent. Then from I don't have it installed on these guys right now, but here, once you have that remote agent installed on that Hibon system, now we can do new miner, next, external miner, put in the IP, or I think network scan, if you have the remote agent added, I think network scan can pick it up. You just put in your IP range, so on and so forth, right here. So here you go. So Awesome Miner, remote agent Linux, you put in your IP range, and scan, and it will scan all the machines, but you got to install this per machine. So the remote agent from Awesome Miner has to be installed per machine, and the prerequisites is a Linux 64 distribution, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna drop this in the live chat right now for you, brother. I appreciate you. You're always there, liking, sharing. I appreciate you. Sorry that the content isn't in real time. You ask a question, usually that content will come out following, like later on, but I appreciate you nonetheless. So yeah. Moving on to today's episode of Caffeine and Crypto. That was just for one of my supporters of the channel who asked two questions. One, how to mine Graham and Awesome Miner. That content's coming out in the future. And two, how you can manage your Hibon GPU mining rigs through Awesome Miner, right? So maybe we'll do a video on that, Jay Bohannon, but just hang tight for me. Meanwhile, crypto market. Right, there's a lot that I want to talk about here. What you just saw on your screen was about Judo Network. We're probably going to go into that first because there's a warning that I want to issue for everybody that watches this stream later on or is with us live. If you are with us live, please smash that like button. We're going to talk about the markets, where Bitcoin is looking, because technically we started April and we're down, right? Will April be a green month? With the halving coming, I think April is going to be a red month comparatively to March, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we got an article here. Did strong Bitcoin ETF demand kill the halving potential bullish rally, right? Is the ETF killing the bullish rally that we could have had, that we should have had, what I've been normally talking about and expecting to have? We should have been down right now going into the halving, and then we pump 3 months after the halving, like the normal trend. But because the ETF has changed and there's so many different variables involved, did it kill it? We'll talk about that. BlackRock adds Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, UBS as APs for the Bitcoin ETF. More institutional demand and more institutions getting in. Genesis completes redemption of GBTC shares, buys 32K Bitcoin, so another 32K of Bitcoin off the market. Warning for altcoin bulls. The Ether Bitcoin ratio is about to flash the death cross. The Federal Reserve is quietly pumping, kind of priming Bitcoin for the storm. U.S. Consumer Agency flashes risk in virtual cryptocurrencies. Virtual cryptocurrency and anything involved in it is highly, highly risky. And you got to know what to look for and what to look out for. Grayscale drops Cardano and Cosmos from its crypto funds. That kind of sucks for me because I really, I got a few bags of Cardano and Cosmos. Ripple to launch a US dollar-backed stablecoin. We know that was coming, and there's a big market out there that Tether and Circle or USDC and USDT dominate. Now Ripple wants to get into the game. Pantera Capital crypto funds Post 66% gains aided by Solana token. Just talking about the gains of Solana, but also how last 24 hours, I want to say, Solana has a lot of failed transactions, right? So 75% of user transactions are failing. So the hype for Solana is dying down, even though some of the tokens on Solana, like Wormhole, is paying out 999% APY a week on Solana protocol via Camino. I believe that's how you say it. Of course, by the time you're watching this, a lot of people are getting into it, so maybe that APY has dropped significantly. Maybe there was an error. Then we got a video to watch regarding Bitcoin slumps after U.S. jobs growth beat expectations in March, right? So we got the Fed probably going to cut rates, maybe not soon, but in the future, sometime later this year. And that rate cut could boost up Bitcoin, but we have to wait and see how things go. And just like that Wormhole article, we got Judo here. What to know about the Judo airdrop. And this is what I wanted to open this stream with. First off, be careful, right? So if you go, most people, and I've seen people fall for this, go look up Judo airdrop, right? And they click the first link they see. I never click the first few links I see. But something I want you to know, right? Judo is spelled J-I-T-O. And when we click on the foundation one, you can see in the upper left, it says jito.network. So this is the official website where you can check the eligibility of your wallet for the airdrop. But if you click the first one, look at the URL. It redirects, watch, jiteo.network, and then look at the rest of the string. This, when you click check availability, will ask you which wallet to connect. And notice that there's no phantom wallet in here. There's sign number one. Sign number one is the URL being different and not the official URL. It's a redirect, right? Because if you go back to the Google search, look at what the website says. It's supposed to be form.judo.network. But when we click on it, it goes to jiteo.network with a long string of numbers and letters behind it. And when we check availability, it wants to connect to MetaMask, Coinbase, Ledger, whatever, Wallet Connect, but it doesn't show Phantom. It should automatically show Phantom off rip, because when we go to the official website and check availability, Phantom, MetaMask, Wallet Connect with more options, right? Doesn't have Ledger, doesn't have some of the other items on there. And when you click check and you allow it to connect to your MetaMask, it's going to automatically pop up something that says sign. And if you're not paying attention, you're just clicking OK like most people do. OK, yes, install, whatever. You're signing to send all of your funds in that wallet, so wallet drainer, to the perpetrator that is doing this, right? So they're using the hype for the airdrop to piggyback or redirect users to a fake website to then get you to check availability or eligibility of your wallet. You're thinking, hey, I'm just checking my eligibility. You sign the transaction and then you send all the assets in that wallet for that particular network, because you do have to switch networks. It doesn't see all networks at once, to that malicious attacker. So stop falling for stupid stuff. And I heard the other day that somebody got scammed because somebody was pretending to be Red Panda Mining. Be careful out there. $30,000 is not, like, if I lost $30,000, my wife would kill me. If you guys lost $30,000, I'm not sure how well you are in the world. But like, that's a lot of money for the blue collar, the average Joe, which you and I are, or at least most of us are. And there's nothing wrong with being part of the elite, part of the people that have a wealthy family or built financial wealth for themselves. No, that's where I'm trying to get to. But I'm just saying that small pennies to me is like $5, $1, right? That's small to me. But I'm not at the point where I could lose tens of thousands of dollars and shrug it off like there's no problem. So be careful out there. There's a lot of people pretend to be either me, Red Panda, Rapid Mining, Son of a Tech, whoever. Do not think that they're going to be jumping into the comment section and trying to get you on WhatsApp or Telegram to send money so that way they could sell you whatever. Don't think that. Always make sure to go check official sources. If you're unsure about this person DMing you, maybe reach out to a friend, maybe go to the server, right? The Discord server, and hey, this person's reaching out to me. Can somebody check what is Red Panda Mining? Right click on their profile. What is their actual Discord name? And maybe it has a different string than this person that's DMing you. Just be careful out there, guys. Don't get scammed, especially when you're working so hard to accumulate as many assets as possible. Anyways, we got some tokens that are deep in the greens here, like Ordi or Ordinals, up 15%. BSV up 5.5%. Not that I really care. Bitcoin's only up about 0.04%. Ejective looking pretty good at 10.46%. And then we have some other deep greens here. I don't know what these two tokens are. Maybe somebody can fill me in. Pendle and ENA up 16% and 24% respectively. Look at Wormhole here. It's up $1.44. It is down 30% since it started, but you know, the attraction of tokens or people to tokens on Solana has grown exponentially. Again, as I mentioned before, the start of this week, we were up around the 69K, 69.7K range. We dropped all the way down to 64K range. I was trying to buy. There was a couple points here. You can see these 2 points here. So one here, I was trying to get it around that 61K. Then it went back down to that 62K area, not too far after. And then we just had 64K. So these are higher lows, right? So we're building up since our previous or our most recent all-time high. We're building up higher lows, but not really. Well, I guess it is a higher high, but this isn't it. This is a Bart Simpson right here. So I don't know. I feel like there should be a drop, guys. I feel like there's something I told my mom yesterday. I was like, for the long term, you know, I'm just looking for it to drop to 62 or below, and I'm going to get some, right? Throw another 20 in it, throw another 40 in it, whatever. That's just me personally, not financial advice. Like dollar cost average. But it should be a lot lower than it is, and it's not. And the ETFs and the current market conditions have a lot to blame for that. Not that that's a bad thing. But while I expect Bitcoin to be a $125,000, $130,000, maybe $150,000 asset in the future, right? Because I'm playing the long game. I'm not worried about short-term gains. I'm worried about long-term, right? So a year from now, I could easily see $150,000, $125,000 Bitcoin. But like I told my mom, this is what I'm leading into, is a black swan event could erase that very quickly. Not saying that Bitcoin would go down to zero, but a world crisis or event that impacts the world and the world economies could see Bitcoin retrace quite significantly. What it would go down to is anybody's guess. We don't have a crystal ball, but either way, just always have, you know, be prepared for everything, right? Whether you're a doomsday prepper or whatever, just always be prepared for every eventuality and make sure that you're diversified to mitigate any of those risks. But did strong demand for the Bitcoin ETF kill the potential bull rally after the halving? Do you think that this current market situation that we're in killed the possible Bitcoin rally that we could have? So basically saying we're not going to have a Bitcoin rally in the 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 months after the halving event that we normally would see in the past. Do you think we're still going to have it, or do you think that we won't have it? Matter of fact, let's throw up a poll. 1 second, let me grab a drink. Feel free to ask any questions or anything like that. We got B Loves here. I pulled out big money and waiting to deploy at the moment. Nice. I'm doing the KS Pro repair this afternoon. Thank you, Matt Electron. Matt Electron on last week as we talked about the concerns of running 12 volts off the 6-pin barrel plug on the KS0 Pro. You guys distracted me. What do I want to look at? Oh, I wanted to do a poll. Let's do a poll. All right, so where did my poll go? Start a poll. Did the ETF kill the potential bull rally post-halving? And then you only got 2 options, guys. Only 2 options. Yes and no, all right? Starting the poll right now. Where is Crypto Mikkel and the crew at? Let's go look. Let's go bug them real quick. Make sure my desktop sound is off. It is. Yeah, I've been watching some Bleach lately. Ha. I haven't caught the new Bleach on Hulu, but yeah, Legacy Bleach I like. All right, so Crypto Mikkel is not live. I guess no redirect or anything like that. Let's go ahead and tweet this out. I'm going to tweet this out. Try to get some people in here. Appreciate you. I guess not as entertaining as I could be. Going live, mofos. Yeah, I'm definitely not as entertaining as I could be. But it don't matter. Because I only do it for the few of you. Alright. But the point of the stream, or the title, is Bitcoin and Solana running out of steam. Will the Bitcoin halving save us? And I posted that poll question to you guys. You guys answer it. But long story short is, the answer to the question is, yeah, Solana's running out of steam. We got an article here later today, if you're just now joining, that shows that like 70-something% of transactions on Solana are failing, right? And matter of fact, if we go to our Phantom wallet, it will warn us that the transactions of Solana is experiencing network congestion due to high Solana congestion. Our transactions may fail or be delayed. Please retry failed transactions, right? So we got some problems here. So yeah, the Solana meme coin hype is running out of steam. People are jumping from meme coin to meme coin. Maybe Brett on Base or some other token, whatever. We got meme coins popping up on, for example, Alphium. I posted on Twitter through the Aeon Dex. We got meme coins on Binance Smart Chain. We got meme coins on Cardano that aren't taking off. Like, it's just, people just want to dump into meme coins. And I understand, I respect it, I understand the game. But I think you can deploy your finances in a better way. But Bitcoin is running out of steam because we could only push it so far. And I don't think the rest of retail, the world, is into Bitcoin just yet. So my answer to this question that we've had posed here is, did it kill it? I think it does have an impact. I think it does. I don't think we're going to have that crazy rally that we normally would, where we were down now, moving sideways, and then after the halving, pump up to the 74, 75K. All of what happened earlier, right? All of this that happened earlier, right? From February 27th to the 74K we hit, should have happened 2-3 months from now. So this is it. It's priced in. But I do think that sometime after the halving, maybe towards the fall season, right? So August, September, October, November, December. So in that direction, through those months, we should see Bitcoin climb up even further. That's just my personal opinion, just pure speculation on my point. Rud Puts, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Appreciate you. You're 13 years old. I'm joking. Appreciate you, bud. Any questions, comments, or otherwise, definitely hit me up. Crypto Mikkel, sorry for going over the time slot, fam. No worries, man. No worries. I just didn't see the redirect. All right, so the poll right now is, did the ETF kill the potential bull rally post-halving? 33% say yes, and 67% say no. Good job. All right. So I am opposite of you guys. I'm in the 32% camp. I think it diminished it, may not killed it. Maybe I could have changed the word, right? But this is what the article says. You know, did it kill it? I don't think it killed it, but I definitely think it diminished it. Because unlike the other halvings of the past, we are not doing what Bitcoin would normally do. This is something completely new. This is uncharted territory. Nobody knows what Bitcoin is going to do next or how it could go next, and so on and so forth. This is the first time in which Bitcoin broke its all-time highs before the halving. So there's a little bit of concern that the ETFs have pulled demand forward and that maybe we're going to linger where we are for a bit. Now, would you be mad if Bitcoin stayed at the 70K mark? Would you be mad if Bitcoin stayed at this range, the 65 to 70K mark? I personally would not, right? Because here's the thing. I'm still making, let me pull it up on a different tab. I'm still making the same amount of Bitcoin as I was making before, right? So if we look here at my two machines, right, I'm averaging, like, the numbers are a little bit skewed right now. If you can see my screen, let me see. Yeah, you can see my screen. But I'm basically making about 0.000, so that's 3 zeros, 27 on my 110 terahash one. But remember, I updated to the Epic control board. So 2.7 on one and 2.5, or 2.7 on the 120 and 1.25 on the other, right? And so that basically comes out to, if we calculate that, 0.00025 plus 2.7, 5.2. And I'm bouncing between that 3052 and 45. And if we look at that in fiat value, which again, I don't care about the fiat value because again, I'm playing the long game. But that's $35 a day from 2 ASIC miners that are inside immersion tank. But I am paying more in electricity because I am running on immersion rather than some of you that are running on air, right? So you just have an open environment with good airflow, and you're using less electricity with 2 ASICs in an open air environment than I am with my immersion tank. But that's the way I got to do it because I'm at home and I can't have these machines pushing out all that heat into my garage. It just makes it too crazy. But the $35 a day is not bad for 2 ASICs. And I've been sustaining between, the 0.305 and the 4.5 for the longest time, regardless of Bitcoin's current trajectory. Regardless of where Bitcoin is at, that's where I've been sitting. So I'm okay with it if it sits here long term, is the point I'm trying to make. We know, and there's a quote here, that we know that many miners use OTC desks to offload their BTC, and the ETF issuers also use OTC desks to obtain their Bitcoin as flows come into the fund. So theoretically, the potential halving of the miner Bitcoin sales could mean that the ETF inflows will have greater impact on the underlying market. But for the last few months, the ETF inflows have vastly exceeded anything that the miners provided from operations. And I forgot the number. I think it was like the demand was like in the 30,000s or 40,000s. Don't quote me on this. But then like the miner supply, we were only making like 16K Bitcoin a day or something like that from all the miner supply. And obviously not all of that gets into the hands of the institutions. So yeah, like we're still outstripping the demand. The demand for Bitcoin is so much greater than the amount of Bitcoin being supplied. Some whales are moving. Like we've seen one thing, that's something I want you to know. We've seen some legacy wallets open up and start to send money. Just FYI. Keep your eye on those. I can't call out every single one. I think Zach XBT and some of the whale companies or accounts on Twitter is spotting it, but we're seeing some legacy wallets being moved, whether it's Bitcoin or some other asset. Really interesting. So keep your eyes open on that. But yeah, most of the Bitcoin is off of these centralized exchanges and into individual hands, or maybe they're using OTC, as this article says. So if it does not have an impact, it's unlikely to be anything extremely impactful in my view, says this one person. This halving is happening at a time when folks are somewhat queasy about the risk of Bitcoin hedges against, says Loant, pointing out that many investors are starting to pay more attention to how to protect their portfolio against any significant change in the global economy, and having spot ETF and an asset class with shrinking supply would be a positive for ETF flows, right? So exactly what Anthony Pompliano has been saying for years, right? It's a non-correlated, and he did call out that like Bitcoin sometimes correlates to the traditional stocks, but it's very short or a very small amount of correlation. But it's a non-correlated asset, like that is decentralized, secure, yada, yada, yada. Everything that Anthony Pompliano, that we know he says, is exactly why these investors are being like, okay, I'm going to allocate 5, I'm going to allocate 1, I'm going to allocate 10, whatever, right? And I posted a picture yesterday, right? Because I don't have much in stocks, but I do diversify into stocks. And I posted a picture yesterday where, look at it, right? You can see my stock position, which is mostly in tech stocks. I think I do have a few ETFs in there, have dropped relative to Bitcoin, which has risen. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to see more of these traditional investors, not just the big institutional players, but more of these traditional investors and maybe the retail people come back into Bitcoin. So that I don't think has fully happened. I don't think the rest of the world is into Bitcoin yet. But as we get more people coming on, we got more institutions coming on. Authorized participants in ETF are responsible for the creation and redemption process of the fund, through which they create liquidity. BlackRock has added Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, UBS, Citadel Securities, ABN, ARMO as authorized participants in their iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT. I was looking at buying some of that. I should have got it when it was like below $30, but I didn't. But yeah, they've added these additional participants to the iShares or the IBIT, bringing the total number to 9 as the fund continues to attract billions of dollars from investors. The new AP include Wall Street banking giants like Goldman Sachs and all the names that I mentioned. According to the prospectus filed with the SEC, they joined the Jane Street Capital, JP Morgan, Masquerade, and Virtue Americas. CoinDesk reported in January that Goldman Sachs was looking to play a key role for Bitcoin ETFs and was in talks with issuers about becoming an AP. And APs are an integral part of the ETFs process as they help create liquidity by chaining the supply of shares when there's a shortage or a surplus. Large ETFs typically have dozens of APs. In less than 3 months of existence, IBIT has become fairly sizable with nearly $18 billion in assets under management as of close yesterday. So BlackRock continuing to grow. They haven't even done their, they're talking about the Ethereum ETF, but long story short, ETF demand is still there. Did it kill the Bitcoin bull rally? That should happen after the halving. No, according to the community, according to me, but I believe it has diminished it a bit, right? The gain that we will see post-halving may not be as great as we've seen in the past, but that's also natural because every halving since the inception of Bitcoin has diminished not quite drastically, but significantly, right? Like the gains from, the $60 to the $200-$300 is the gains from before to after have diminished over time, and I think that's just going to continue on. Genesis completes redemption of GBTC shares, buys 32,000 coins of Bitcoins in its proceeds, 36 million shares. Let's see here. The Bitcoins are worth $2.2 billion at today's prices. They got 32,041 Bitcoins. Bankrupt crypto lender Genesis has completed the sale of its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares and has used proceeds to purchase. Okay, so they filed for bankruptcy. They requested GBTC or the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to give their let them sell or get rid of their shares. They did, and they turned around and bought Bitcoin because that could save them, right? In the long run, that could save them. Hopefully, the people that they owe money to, though, get their money back. As of February 15th, Genesis received permission from the New York Bankruptcy Court to sell nearly $36 billion of the GBTC, as well as additional shares into 2 Grayscale Ethereum trusts. At the time of the application, lawyers from the estate valued Grayscale shares at a collective $1.6 billion, nearly $1.4 billion in GBTC, $165 million in Grayscale Ethereum Trust, and $38 million in the Grayscale Ethereum Classic Trust. As of today's pricing, around 67.5, the Bitcoin purchase with the proceeds of GBTC shares are alone worth nearly $2.2 billion. As for what Genesis will do with that large Bitcoin stack, initial plans are for tokens to be distributed to Gemini earned creditors, right? So the people that they owe money to, remember the twins or Gemini has been fighting against Genesis, demanding that they get their money back. So hopefully this is a positive indicator for some of those creditors inside Gemini that lost out to get some of that money back. Hopefully, we'll see. We got a warning here for altcoin bulls. The Ether Bitcoin ratio is about to flash the death cross, right? So the ETH BTC ratio is on the verge of slipping into a death cross on the weekly chart. Either Ether underperformance could be a signal of risk aversion and reduced demand for the alternative cryptocurrencies. Technical analysis is flashing several warning signs to alternative cryptocurrency altcoin bulls, with the Ether Bitcoin ratio dropping below a support level on the verge of falling into anonymous death cross technical pattern. The option market shows investors are taking the hint. A death cross occurs when the short-term moving average drops below the long-term moving average, signaling a potential long-term bearish shift in momentum. The ratio's 50-week simple moving average, or SMA, appears on track to cross below the 200, according to the charting platform TradingView. The impending death cross signals risk aversion and prolonged underperformance of Ethereum and other altcoins relative to Bitcoin. And typically you'll see that some altcoins follow Ethereum and some altcoins follow Bitcoin. If this death cross flashes, I think Bitcoin would just stay stagnant, Ethereum will take a hit, and all the altcoins, it's not about it flashing, it already flashed. But if Ethereum takes a hit, the altcoins that trade or basically are reliant or in the ecosystem of or connect to or bridge to or whatever, the ones that are correlated to Ethereum will take a hit as well. And that kind of sucks. But yeah, you can see here the 200 crossing above the 50. And I mean, it's not the weakest. Like the ETH to BTC pairing, like ETH is not the weakest it's ever been, but it is weak compared to BTC. So we'll see. But since 2017, the crypto market has oscillated between Bitcoin-led regimes and altcoin-led regimes. More importantly, altcoin leadership has been characterized by a rising ETH-BTC ratio. In other words, traders are willing to take more risk when Ether is outperforming Bitcoin and vice versa. The ETH-BTC cross is testing a critical support level after breaking below the 0.05 Singapore base QCP Capital said in the market note Friday. There has been persistent large selling of ETH calls, which has crushed volatility and also put some downside pressure on the price. Could this again be the very early signal of bullish FOMO turning into fear in the ETH as a proxy for alts? And we have been seeing a lot of people switch positions. Get out of ETH and get into meme coins. Get out of Solana and get into meme coins. Some of those gains or some of those coins could make you a pretty healthy chunk of change, but they can also wreck you guys. So please, please, please be careful. I did post on my Twitter, if you do follow me there, a kind of long-winded thought process, I would say. But you guys let me know what your thoughts are. Basically, long story short, it's been everything that I've been talking about, right? This is just my personal thoughts and not financial advice, but rather than dumping money into meme coins for transparency, I have put money into meme coins, but I understand the risk. I'm focusing on world-enhancing tech or crypto token ecosystems with tangible benefits. Tangible benefits. What do they provide back to the world? Primarily ecosystem tokens. Obviously, Bitcoin, which will continue to grow. Ethereum, which you can hate all you want, but it's the largest ecosystem. Solana, pumped due to meme coins, but those who build through the bear market like Cardano tend to last through the years. Just wish Cardano would pop off already. Algorand, Polygon, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Su, Cosmos, Optimism, Hedera, Tezos, Phantom, and a bunch of others that I have not been able to tag are on the list because they're ecosystem tokens. And if we think about it, right, all the Solana popped off because of the meme coins. So if you were a holder of Solana, like for example, I had Helium. I've been participating in Helium. I'm not making as much in IoT anymore with my little devices because I didn't go to the cellular route. I just had the hotspot. So I converted my Helium a while back into Solana when it was possible, right? When we had to upgrade and switch over to the Solana network. And that worked out. Okay, that worked out. I'm not rich. I'm definitely not rich because otherwise I would be doing a lot more. I would like to invest with mining farms. I would like to work more with some of the people I consult with. I would like to work more directly maybe with you. But that is not the case. So I'm still trying to build that financial wealth for the family. But I did make a decent chunk of change by swapping that Helium at that time to Solana. But the point is that Solana pumped because of the meme coin craze. It's dying off now. It's having transaction failures that we're going to go over in just a minute. And despite the multiple failures that Solana had in the past, people still believe in Solana long term. So if another coin, another meme coin, let's say Brett, for example, which is on Base, pops off, the ecosystem token Base, or Ethereum on Base, well, not Ethereum on Base, but Base itself, that's a bad analogy. The point I'm trying to make is the ecosystem token could pop off because of some meme coin or some new project that is on that chain. So even if you can't find that diamond in the rough, that could make you a 10x, a 20x, a 100x. If you own the ecosystem token that coin belongs to or lives on, you could wind up getting the proceeds of that coin pumping just because you have the ecosystem token. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that's making sense because I did a horrible job explaining that. Anyways, I'm not too concerned about the death cross. I mean, maybe there's a pullback. I'm not really too concerned. However, this article says the Federal Reserve has quietly primed Bitcoin for a perfect price storm. Basically, it's saying that Jerome Powell mentioned that there would be a rate cut in the future. Usually when there's a rate cut, markets go up. When there's a rate hike, markets go down. That's basically it, right? Like throwing out little jabs out there to try to keep the market stirred, keep the economy going, stuff like that. But they do have a statement here that I'm not 100%, like my brain's not computing it. But now, as the Bitcoin and crypto market braces for a big deal, China earthquake, Fed Chair Jerome Powell has signaled an interest rate cut in the upcoming year, just as Bitcoin is set to see a supply cut. I'm not sure. What is this? A very big deal. Crypto suddenly braced. Can you get out of my way, please? I can't read it. Get out of my way. Very big deal for a huge China ETF. Okay, so they're talking about the ETF, the China ETF, that could, stir more demand, right? That would be very interesting. But is the Chinese, the Russian, and the United States in a battle for crypto dominance? I would say yes. They may not say it out loud because you still have a lot of the top institutional regulation political parties still dissing on or ragging on cryptocurrencies. Not all of them are behind it, but I do believe that quietly, just like JP Morgan in the past dissed Bitcoin or whatever on live TV, but then in the background, his guys, his people in the office were, getting investments done into cryptocurrency. I think that's just going to continue to happen. China, Russia, U.S. continue to fight over kind of crypto dominance. I think Bitcoin, as far as mining goes, the U.S. is dominant in that arena since China banned it, but I think China might change their tune in the future, so we might see more people fly back to the Chinese territories. But anyways, U.S. Consumer Agency flags risk in virtual crypto economies. We talked about Judo and how that was a fake website. So if you were looking for an airdrop, you might get wrecked. We talked about how Red Panda was impersonated and somebody actually sent $32,000 to them thinking that they were going to get a KS0 Pro. Please do not fall for this. But the U.S. Financial Protections Bureau is definitely warning people. But this time they're warning people about crypto-centric gaming, right? So games, video games in virtual realms that might incentivize you to play to earn currency or to use that currency to buy skins, to buy a new gun, to buy upgrades, whatever. But it's banking and video games in virtual worlds reported release on Thursday, April 4th. The Consumer Protections Agency highlighted the risk interest among gaming creators in bridging virtual items to reality. Despite still trailing mainstream gaming platforms like Roblox and Fortnite, the agency highlighted the growth of crypto assets in virtual worlds. Third-party trading platforms enable users to convert digital assets into fiat currency. Notably, some of the largest virtual game worlds publishers have expressed growing interest in positioning their virtual items as crypto assets that have the ability to be traded outside the game's economy. The report said that crypto assets in virtual environments like Decentraland, the sandbox, could be exchanged for fiat currency and on other cryptocurrency platforms. Alexander, government affairs led at Paradigm, said that the reports, likes the one published by the SFPB, could signal upcoming regulatory action. He suggested that this organization, like many federal agencies, is seeking its regulatory role in the crypto sphere, with this report potentially serving as that avenue, right? So trying to regulate the Web3 gaming sector, right? They're concerned about that. They're really concerned about that, and all these all these federal regulators, wherever they are, in whatever country they're in, are going to find their niche, find their area where they feel like they need to stake their claim and make sure that it's regulated to protect. They're going to keep saying to protect consumers, but we'll see how that goes. But the report states that online video games and virtual worlds are becoming akin to traditional banking, but lack federal protections. The agency received complaints regarding hacking attempts, account theft, and asset loss within games, with consumers expressing dissatisfaction over the lack of support for gaming companies. Honestly, if you get into some new game and you put your hard-earned money, $20, $100 into that game, and you lose it because you didn't understand the game or you didn't play the game correctly, or you just lost, take it on the chin and shut the fuck up. Like, I understand, like, if you lost a lot of money, like, you might want to report it, but if you're reporting to these agencies because you lost your $20 because you suck at that game, or you didn't read the rules, or you didn't read like, most of these games will have, like, a guide to walk you through it, and you didn't understand it fully, then that's on you, dude. Like, you complaining, you filing a BBB complaint, you reaching out to the Attorney General, you reaching out to the FTC, the SEC, whatever it might be, because you lost your money because it was on you, not the game, then, like, own that shit. Like, quit complaining. But as I say, because my 9 to 5 job, people are quick to complain and express their frustration online than they are to give you kudos or props for doing such a great job. So anyways, expect more regulation and more information, or more information about this, regulation within the virtual world, Decentraland, Sandbox, so on and so forth. This is unfortunate for me. I'm not sure. Let's end the poll real quick because I want to definitely check out something here. I want to know how many of you guys actually have. What's up, Yeti? How you doing? Son of Rabbit Panda, you doing good? Us, U.S. government too. Baylubs just seemed that BTC miners' profits be abysmal. Yeah, the profits of Bitcoin miners in today's world is not as great as it used to be. But they also didn't mine Bitcoin with the GPUs or early ASICs like many of my colleagues have done. So yeah, profits are nowhere near what it used to be. We're outside the golden era, but I think there's still a new era to come in front. So out of the poll, right? So out of this poll that we have here, did the ETF kill the potential bull run? Most of you say no. 78% say no. 21% said yes. I'm on the camp of in between, saying no, it didn't kill it, but I do think it's going to diminish it. Now, new question, guys. New question. Do you, and don't dox yourself, don't share that information, don't say how many you have, do you have a bag of Cardano and Cosmos? That's what I want to know. Do you, and I'm not going to do a poll, are you in, like, do you have a bag of Cardano and Cosmos? That's all I want to know. Not how much you, like, if it's of the portfolio it makes up, just want to know how much, or what, if you are in those assets. Because Cardano's been building for years, and I'm still waiting for that SOB to pop off. And while I appreciate Charles Hoskinson's intelligence, he can rub people the wrong way. Not gonna lie. Anyways, moving on. Why did Grayscale remove Cardano and Cosmos? Well, according to the firm, the changes were prompted by CoinDesk's recent rebalancing of its industry sector indices. Grayscale further explained that the components and weightings of each asset are determined according to each index's methodology and are subject to change without notice. Consequently, the Cardano held in GDLC was sold off, with the proceeds reinvested into other fund components based on their weightings. The fund's current weightings include 70% Bitcoin, 21% Ethereum, 4.5% Solana, and less than 3% XRP and Avalanche. Similar, Cosmos was divested from the thing, and the proceeds were utilized to acquire other fund components in proportion. As such, the fund was shifted in its weightings, now encompassing 58% of Solana, 14.5% Cardano, 12.25 Avalanche, 8.53 Polkadot, and 6.25 Polygon. So you did it because of the report? Yeah. Okay. So ADA and Atom has not been performing well. I'm not going to lie. ADA and Atom has not been performing well. Plain and simple. That's just the facts, right? If we look at all, but that last bull run, right, where we hit almost $3 and maybe $3 on some exchange back in 2021, we're not there, right? So Bitcoin is popping off. Some assets like meme coins are popping off, but Chainlink isn't popping off. ADA isn't popping off. Like they rose up, yeah, but they're not seeing the same level of not exposure, but the same level of funds flowing into it, unfortunately. Just, they're not. And it sucks. So because these funds are underperforming, Grayscale removed it. I understand. It sucks because somebody pump my bags, please. Plain and simple. Yo, Dan, with the $5, I has both. Appreciate it. All right, cool. So you got both of them. There you go. Good deal. So you got Tezos, Cosmos, yes. All right, Charles sucks. Should be loves. No, I am Mr. 100, so that hasn't taken all my time. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. So a lot of no's. And yeah. Yeah, okay. Who are you saying be a man to, B-Loves? Cardano. Oh, okay. You're saying, okay, I got it. All right. I'm putting two to two together. All right, got it. Anyways, moving on. Stablecoin market. It's big. It's huge. There's a lot of potential in there if you do it right. I can't do it. I do not have the expertise to do it, but Ripple does certainly do it. And they've been working to get into the banking sector and work with these banks in order to make payments simple, right? So like kind of like the MoneyGram of the banking sector, or the Zelle of the banking sector, or the whatever Venmo of the banking sector. Ripple wants to get into the USD stablecoin business, and there is room in there for them to gather some of that market share. Will they? I don't know. But Ripple's doing it, and there's room for them to jump in. They'll probably take some dominance from USDT and USDC. USDT is the number one coin, while USDC is the number two stable coin. Can Ripple become that number three? Because there are other stable coins out there like DAI and so on. Can Ripple become that number three? Or can it outstrip USDT and USDC? We'll see. But I know that the government, if they don't make their own centralized, CBDC, right, is going to probably partner with a stable coin in some form or fashion. To me, that looks more like USDC because they have been very mean and going after USDT. So if the US did come out with a CBDC, this is just pure speculation on my point. My theory is they would work with USDC with Circle rather than USDT. But if Ripple comes out and they come out strong, maybe that's why Ripple is doing it, because they know that the government wants to make a CBDC and they want to be the partner in that venture, right? Maybe. But yeah, I'm not going to read this article to you. We're getting late on the day. We got 10 minutes before Red Panda, 12 minutes before Red Panda goes live. And I got to get out of here because I got to go work an event with my wife. We're going to a seafood festival here in Jacksonville, Florida at Metropolitan Park if you're in the area. Again, my wife works in the medical marijuana industry, trying to help patients, find acceptable ways to deal with the situation, pain, whatever it might be, rather than your normal opiates that people get addicted to or whatever other addicted items that might be out there. So while I don't partake in medical marijuana, I understand its benefits and how it can help the world and certain people. So I do not hate on it, and I support my wife and everything that she does. Yeti, $10. You gave me 10 pounds. Stop giving me money, or stop giving YouTube money. Appreciate you, though. Thank you so much. YouTube really needs to give more of that the profits to the people. Would you guys stop? What are you doing? Over to you, Dan. Yeti smells. Look, if you want to send me money, I got some crypto addresses in my coin tree, okay? It's linked down below. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Good evening. How you doing, 40? You doing all right? But yeah. We'll see how that shakes out. Pantera Capital Crypto Fund posts 66% gain, aided by Solana token. Yeah, there's still some Solana tokens out there that are doing well, but Solana struggles with the transactions, right? 75% of user transactions are failing. They're still working on it as of right now, as of time of recording, as of time of this live stream. There are still issues. We can tell that because when we go to our Phantom wallet, it straight up says that there's network congestion. Matter of fact, let's go to Transaction Street, the website, and see if we can see what is going on. So let's see here. Do they have Solana on Transaction Street? Do they have Solana? I don't think they do. Let's see here. No, they don't have Solana. Solana transaction map. Soul scan. Okay, I didn't mean map like that. Solana Transaction Street. Did they not have one? Hey, Solana TX, hot tub supplies. Anyways, going back to where we were. Roughly 3/4 of all transactions on Solana network have been failing amid a deluge of activity brought by recent meme coin mania on Solana. Now, we knew this was going to happen if you pay attention to Solana because it's failed 3 times in the past due to so many transactions, right? And it's just driving traffic. Now, while the meme coin craze has fallen and there's still a lot of capital out there, we're hitting limitations, just straight up, right? Dune Analytics data shows that on April 4th, just over 75% of non-vote Solana transactions failed, the highest failure to record. The uptick has been paralleled by recent uproar of Solana users on social media complaining of failed transactions and degraded user performance. On April 4th, post to X, pseudonymous trader Altcoin Sherpa said that while he believed that Solana would cement itself as a blockchain network for retail adoption, he noted that current user experiences are currently less than ideal. As much as I think Sol is the chain for retail this cycle, the experience is effing brutal lately. Then we got a quote here that this is unusual, not a big problem for users because our wallet will simulate transaction and let you know that it will not work beforehand anyway. So if you do send a transaction, it usually would fail and let you know that it go through, so you didn't spend anything before it actually goes through. Then we have another claim here that not a good way of assessing user impact, as most users don't make it there to begin with. About 95% of the entire chart is just bots failing arbitrage attempts. And that, my friends, is exactly what I've been telling some of my close, dear friends, like, for example, Yeti, Dan Ruggs, some of you degens out there that I've been talking about. I'm going to give you a little secret, and I'm going to tell you that Crypto Mikkel is the man, okay? He points me, and then I go learn. If we go to Solana on Bird Eye, right, you got all these new tokens. Right? You got all the trending over here. This is what people are doing. They're looking for that next meme coin to pop off. That next, 10x. The problem is, especially if we go to new listings, we see a couple problems here. You see tokens with little to no volume, right? They're only available in 2 markets. There's only so many holders. And the 24-hour volume is right here, while the FDMC is right here. The biggest problem is the amount of volume, the total value locked, the amount of holders, and the markets available. And I want to show you something. Let's see if we can find one right now before Red Panda comes online. I go to a token, and I click the whale. Nothing here. There's something I'm looking for. Let me show you what I'm looking for. And if you guys want to hit me up and work with me offline, you know where to find me. Twitter, DMs, Discord DMs, so on and so forth. Not here. There's going to be one somewhere. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe they stopped. Maybe because of transaction congestion, maybe they stopped. So maybe that's not happening right now. Nope, it's not there, Dan. Right, so all these are new tokens, but I'm looking for something specific. I'll tell you what in a minute. Okay. Maybe this outage or this issue is helping clean up stuff. That's what I like to see. Okay, good. Usually I click like 3, 4, 5 tokens and it just... Okay. So let's see here. How can I sort this by? Let's go back to the beginning. I don't want to pick one of these because I know these are good usually. Let's try this one. Okay, so we got some whale transactions, but they're red and green. What I'm trying to show you is you will see on some of these a yellow or a blue. What was one that I looked at in the past? Oh, right here. Hang on. What was it? Book of. Actually, I have the token. Hang on one second. There it is. Book of Cat. Boca. Watch this, okay? Crap coin. Book of Cat. Is that it? I don't think that's it. There it is. Right here. You see in purple, somebody had added liquidity, right? Using Radium, they created a liquidity pool where they made their own token, put 100 billion of it in it, and then 1.6K of Solana into it, and they set up the pool. Bots started flooding in and trading, not just whales, but dolphins and shrimp, right? Small scale transactions. And then 3 hours later, he ripped it out. He ripped out, removed the liquidity. You see it right here. He only got back 41 of that 100 billion, but he doesn't care because he just turned 1.6K of Solana into almost 4K Solana. Okay? That's how these guys are doing it. And this is automated. So yeah, the transactions are right now because you got so many fucking bots. Same thing as MEV on Ethereum, right? You got bots. They don't share it. They don't let you know. The dev doesn't give it to you. They might sell it to you, but they just keep on jumping. They create a token. They add liquidity. It pumps because of bots. They remove liquidity. They got their money. They get out. They make another token, and they do it all over again. This is the circle of life in this crypto world, right? And there's no policing of it because it's not big enough to get on CNBC. It's not big enough to get on CNN. It's not an FTX. It's not a Celsius. It's small change to the rest of the world, but it's big change for somebody like you and I, blue-collar worker, where we put $20, $100, hoping that that would turn into so much more to help us pay our bills next month. First off, you shouldn't be spending your bill money. Take care of your bills. Take care of your family before you go jumping into this shit. But the point is that people do fall for this crap. They get wrecked, and now their money's gone. Okay? So be careful out there. It's not new. It's not going to end. It's not going to stop. Nobody's going to stop it. And if they do temporarily stop it on this network, it's just going to happen on the next network because we're just going to keep hopping. Right? Remember back in the day, we were torrent stuff? They take down the Pirate Bay server, we just move to the next server. They take down that Pirate Bay server, we just move to the next server. It's just the world we live in, all right? Get used to it or learn to game it. How about that? Learn to game it. There's a lot of degens out there that can help you out, right? Obviously, get some people you trust. Don't trust every degen because they're going to get you to pump their bags. That's how it works. But just pick some people, keep your circle tight, people you trust in, and don't fall for Red Panda trying to sell you a $32,000 KS0 Pro, okay? Meanwhile, while we wait for Red Panda Mining, I got a video to play here, and thank you again for Yeti and Dan for pumping this stream so much. I thank you very much. I appreciate you. Oh, and Red Panda is live already. So let me send you on. I'll go over there. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Which crypto would you prefer? Rug AI. Well, I prefer Bitcoin, but transactions can be high on that as well, Yeti. So anything that is actually, you know what? I don't even know what my coin tree is. Hang on. Let me go to my channel. When you go to coin tree, I forgot which one is I forgot what my coin tree actually is. Like the address is on it. That's funny. I'm pretty sure they're all like my legacy wallet, but yeah. Where is my coin tree? Did I take it off? No, there it is. Okay. Coin tree. Yeah, Bitcoin Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin maybe, Zcash. I got to update this. But yeah, all of these go to me. You can send an email. We can see some messages. Thank you, guys. Hasn't been used in a while, and I think there's some better ways to do it. But yeah, anyways, go head on over to Red Panda Mining. Let's go hang out with him. I had to go to get some food and go get ready to see my wife and help her out with the event. Hopefully, if you guys are in Jacksonville, I'll see you at the Seafood Festival. Come get your medical marijuana card at the Miracle Leaf location or tent. And yeah, have yourself a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Get subscribed. Notification bell to stay up to date. So let's check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And just have yourself a wonderful day. Dan, Yeti, you're crazy. But I appreciate you. I'll check out what you sent me in Discord after the event. If not tomorrow, let's catch up. All right, everybody. Peace.
You know quantum computers, you know blockchain, but do you know both together? Dynex was the first platform to create a neuromorphic supercomputing blockchain-based algorithm which solves real-world problems. And the best part? Anyone can post a job, whether a company from the Global 2000, a machine learning job, or fintech and pharmaceutical. And if you don't want to program it yourself, get an expert directly at the marketplace. Run the job and be impressed by the fast results.